Hey, what's up guys, aarava here, and welcome back to my F1 2019 Ferrari Manager Career Mode here for round number 9 in Season 2 for the Belgium Grand Prix. If you guys did miss the previous one, then be sure to go check that one out before you see this one, because that was a whirlwind of an episode, really. Probably one of the craziest races we've had in this Season 2, really. Long story short, basically, spoiler alert, Max Verstappen finally got his first win on the Ferrari, but at the cost of Sebastian Vettel having a spin and a crash with Verstappen. So that was the first time the kettle boiled over, I guess, for both drivers. You know, Vettel was chasing down Verstappen after having a spin already. He span once, had a broken front wing, then set the fast lap of the Grand Prix, was going to overtake Verstappen and crashed with him, and then broke his, what was it? He broke something else on the car as well. We had to go fix both those things. So that wasn't ideal. But what it did allow us was, it did allow us to close a little bit on Mercedes in the championship. The gap is now 6 points. It's not 11, I believe it was before. So we've closed it a little bit there, but it's still not ideal. Mercedes have still 5 to R3 wins. I'm hoping we can try and get another win here at the Belgium Grand Prix, and I'm hoping that no matter which one of them wins now, Verstappen or Vettel, hopefully the other one can come through in at least 3rd place or 2nd place and not, you know, spinning and crashing, basically. But yeah, Verstappen stepped up. Obviously got a little bit lucky with Vettel's demise, but he stepped up, and in the race where he almost said that was going to be his final straw and, you know, chance to prove that he shouldn't be replaced by Leclerc, you know, with a reserve driver, he stepped up. So fair play, he got the win. So I'll have a look now at the pit crew then, before we move on to the next GP. So before I need to also quickly check in terms of these guys' contracts, just to make sure that none of these guys are going to get away from, especially the level 17s and 18s. Don't want to lose them, because I feel like I've already lost maybe 1 or 2 here in the reserves that we had here. So I just need to make sure that everyone is all good. 8 races, that's fine. 8 races, good. Right, we're going to hire. Are there going to be any new people? Okay, level 16. That's all right. We'll hire him. He'll turn into a level 17 once we hire him, so we can swap him out, actually, as well. Perhaps. 1.6 is quite high. It's a mistake percentage, so we'll swap him out. Is there anyone else I could hire, potentially? We've got some guys good at fixing, but really, nothing's jumping out at me here. So we'll just leave it at that, I guess. That 1.1's a little bit high, though. That is quite high, unfortunately. But I don't really have... I've got a 15 here I can swap out, but that's really going to slow things down, unfortunately. But I think we're going to have to go for that. I don't want to risk it too much with the pit stop. Right, we'll move on then to an interview with Sky. Yep, okay, simple question. Which one of your drivers is better? I'm going to say Vettel, but it won't matter because it never affects the other driver, so that's fine. But there we go. Verstappen wins in Munich. So in terms of our car, we're still building this gearbox. That gearbox that we had a heart attack over, that's going to take ages. It's still 16 days away. That's quite a long gearbox. So this better be a very good gearbox once we get it built, because we need to keep up pace with Mercedes if we want to try and continue to pull this back in the championship as we get to about halfway through this season, of course. So it's important now that we try to, you know, switch the momentum back over to Ferrari as we're getting to that halfway stage of the season then. Right, so we've got the chance to choose a vote, apparently as well. Obviously, we're still getting pressurized that we'll be fired if we don't get first place. Yep, I know. Right, going to view votes then and see how this goes in terms of what I want, really. For this, what could really benefit me or benefit this series here. I'm trying to have a look-see at what could be the one. I'm going to say remove bonus points for fast lap of the Grand Prix, because right now we've got this thing where if you come second, you get 2 points for fast lap of the Grand Prix. You can match the race winner, and I don't think that's really correct. It should be, you know, a race win should be the most points, really, at the end of the day. So I'm going to remove this, because right now the rules are 2 points, and that's just the case with how it was in the mod. So we'll try and remove the bonus points for fast lap of the Grand Prix. So I'm going to try and table this for 1 million. Not a lot of people are going to be for it looks like, so I might need to use a lot of my voting system, my allocated votes that I've saved up here, but this will be for the good of the series. I think when we first started this new season with a new point system, that was obviously pointed out by you guys as well, kind of saying that's a little bit kind of iffy, because it worked fine with the normal point system of 25 and 18, but for 10 and 8, having 2 points fast lap of the Grand Prix just kind of neutralizes getting a race win, which obviously we've used to our advantage this season because we've not been there to get so many race wins. But obviously if we were winning, it would be kind of annoying if Mercedes could pump in a fast lap of the Grand Prix in second and get the same amount of points as we did for winning the Grand Prix. So gonna see how that goes. I think I've got maybe 3+ votes to maybe use, so I think I could have a good chance of pushing this through, but of course, I might not. I'm going to try my best, of course, but it just might not work. But our gearbox is not going to get made before the Belgium Grand Prix. This best be the best gearbox we've ever made, so I've got no upgrades now going into Belgium. I've only just realised that. That's really tough, maybe. We're going to have to see about that. Right, new vote side, 1 sec. Just need to double check that everything's being done that we can do on these. Going to add that to reliability. Those are fine. Front wing, going to add these on. Gearbox, add that on. Rear wing, let's improve the reliability as much as we can. And the suspension, add that on there. We're going to move that to... how do we want to play this? 1 day after the race, 13 days after the race? Yeah, that's fine. That's all good. Right, let's move forward then. Politics. Right, we've got a lot of undecideds. We've got a lot of against. We've got 5 against. So if I have a voting power of 3... I need some of these guys to vote. But let's go for it. But all these guys love the fast lap of the Grand Prix, including Toto Wolff. Of course he does. Right, skip to the end then. Come on, let's see. Right, we've got 4. Doesn't look like it. Oh, it's so heavy. It's a heavy defeat. 5 to 8. I've just wasted 3 votes on that. I've wasted 3 votes. That's so annoying. Right, 8 to 5. It stays. It stays. Guys, I tried to do it. And it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Fast up the Grand Prix will still be a thing. And so we'll still be able to get second place in a fast up the Grand Prix and have the same thing as a win. I tried to remove it, but just wasn't meant to be then. I wasted all my votes. That's very annoying. Right, move to Ardennes then. No new parts into this race. We've got heavy rain in practice and quali apparently, and the race is clear. So this might be a very topsy-turvy one in terms of knowledge. In terms of fit parts, I think we had the correct ones that I wanted from last race, really. Everything was all fine and dandy, was it not? I'm pretty sure. I think we established that this is a better front wing in the race, isn't it? But not in quali. I think I will keep this one. I think Verstappen did quite well with that front wing, to be honest, having a consistently better front wing for quali, obviously. And then everything else was already selected. We're just going to stay the same as we were in Germany. And here's hoping that Vettel does not have another spin, hopefully. Knock on wood. I send them both out then on the medium tyres. This one's going to be trickier, I think, because the track's quite long here, so we might not actually get level 2 on everything. I'd rather obviously get the race trim though done, so I'm going to keep that. Obviously we'll check the setup after we've got level 2 on the race trim and the medium tyres, and then we'll see what setup tweak we can do. But I think I have a hunch we'll probably only get level 1 on the quali, maybe. I mean, there's rain apparently coming as well, so yeah, for sure we're only going to get race knowledge here basically now. I think well, not actually, sorry, we'll get quali knowledge, but we'll only get medium tire knowledge. I won't have super soft knowledge because it's going to start raining by the time we finish this stint. So it's a bit unfortunate, but you got to play to when the points come, and that's the race, not qualifying. Obviously, I could have actually voted that. That's a good point. I could have voted that FIA vote to get bonus points for the pole position, but alas, no. I wasted 3 of my votes on having it rejected. So that was annoying, and I hope there's no future vote that I would have rather had, because that was basically just a huge waste. But we move on then. We're going to get to level 2, annoyingly, just as Verstappen crosses the main straight there. So we're going to waste a bit more time getting the guys back in to the garage. But let's just hope this setup's okay, because I don't have too much time. I've only got 7 minutes left, so I don't really have too much time to fiddle with the setup too much. And then we'll move them on to the qualifying trim. And it's going to have to be intermediates. Although, in hindsight, it apparently was going to rain on Saturday as well. So, if it rains on Saturday and we have intermediate knowledge, then that's fine by me. And then we'll just have a free choice of tyres for the race. And that is very good news for Sebastian. 2 greats and 1 excellent on the feedback and the setup. So, that's hopefully going to be pretty high. 95%. That's all right. We can maybe get that a little bit higher. Maybe, I don't know, handling's a little bit on fine edge there, you can see. So, maybe just one little tweak like that might get it towards excellent. And then downforce-wise, we're going towards top end speed, so I'm going to lower the rear wing downforce just by a little bit, and we'll see how that goes. Obviously, if the tweak doesn't work, we can just bring this back to what we have. But we'll move this on to qualifying trim then, and on to intermediates for the entire rest of the stint, really, because there might be heavy rain right at the end, but pretty much we'll just be able to stay on intermediates the entire time. Verstappen comes in, and again, he's the same way Seb was, 1 excellent and 2 greats, although the other way, he's kind of excellent on the downforce, but then not so much on the handling and speed balance. So I'm going to say probably go more towards top-end speeds for the speed balance, and handling. A little bit towards oversteer. I think just that little tweak there might be. He's already 97% though, so that's pretty damn high already. So we'll go qualifying trim 3 laps, intermediates again, send them both out, and, well, basically just let them run for the end of the session, basically. If we need to do any setup tweaks, I'll do that in Q1. Right, session's coming to the end then. It is going to be full wets, just the death there, but we just stuck out on inters, and we might actually just tick over to level 2. Come on, just like literally 2 pixels away from getting level 2 on that knowledge. I think we'll just about get it as Verstappen has to finish his lap. Yes, we do. So we've got level 2 on race trim, level 2 quali, so that's decent actually. Level 2 on inters as well. So actually, I'm kind of hoping now it does rain, at least in Q3, because we have a lot of good knowledge now for the intermediate conditions. Knowing me, though, knowing the game as well, it probably won't. It'll probably only run in Q1 and then be dry in Q2 and Q3, but that's just the way it goes, really. But we've got decent stuff for both drivers, decent knowledge for the race, at least. So, off to a good start, I guess. Alright, Q1, starting off dry. Looking at the weather forecast, though, I think there is going to be a little bit of rain towards the end. 5 minutes to go before the session ends, so hopefully that kind of bleeds over into Q2, because we'll take in, well, may as well take in Inter's knowledge. There's no point taking in medium tire knowledge, because I'm not going to qualify on mediums in Q2 or Q3, so I'll take Inter's and just hope for enough rain. The setup tweaks we made for both drivers was actually backwards for both of them, so we'll revert back to what we had, 95% for Vettel. Hopefully that's going to be enough for him. I'm going to have to tweak this handling a little bit, though, because that's not actually that great. So we're going to go for... Wait, actually, hang on. That was excellent. That was excellent. So actually, hang on. If I can do a merge between the two, we could be in the money here. So I'll go back to this, but we were... If I move the handling to there, and then bring top-end speeds back down, it's going to be a little bit fiddly, but I'm going to have to try and make it... Come on, come on. There we go. Okay, that might just be a pretty decent setup, and I'll keep the downforce where it was because he was happy with that. So we'll start off on the soft tires, and Verstappen, I'll just revert back to 97%. We may as well, because 97 is pretty damn high, so probably not going to get any higher than that. I'll just fiddle around with it too much. So we'll take qualifying, start Q1, send them both out early because I don't want to hit the rain. So just get this lap in, and we should be safe for Q2. Alright, they crossed the line, 136.3, 136, I think that was 5 for Vettel, so Vettel 4 tenths off Verstappen again. Obviously we know Vettel's got the engine where it gets better in the race, but in qualifying Verstappen will technically have the better engine right now in this moment in time. Hamilton only 1.5 tenths ahead on the super soft compounder tyre, so again, I feel like we do have some decent pace there, but Alonso in the Red Bull also throwing his hat into the ring in second place there, 900ths off, so... perhaps, maybe Alonso will be fighting us as well as the 2 Mercedes cars, but the rain's now coming down, but we're going to come in and just see this through to the end of the session, and, well, I'm going to, again, hope that it's actually going to rain in Q2. You know, I've said it so many times, it's never happened. I would like it to rain in Q2 so we can get a free choice of tyres. Like, for once, can we actually have that scenario, and not just, oh, it's heavy rain at the end of Q1, and then magically it's dry in Q2, which obviously makes no logical sense, but obviously in the game, it has a weather system of mind of its own. And what you know, it is dry in Q2. I called it, didn't I? I called it. Is there going to be any rain later on? Doesn't look like it, so we'll just wait a little bit for track grip to go up, and then we'll send them out on the super soft tyres. Obviously, that'll be the tyre they start their race on. If it does stay dry the entire time, I'm going to have to keep a close eye on the track grip just to make sure there's no rain right at the end. I don't mess this up and do a very Ferrari-esque strategy here in Q2, but alas, it looks like, I think, once again, we'll qualify on the actual dry tyre we have to start on. Sad times, but it's fine, it's fine. Right, we're going to send them out. I would say a few cars coming in now from their laps, or going round on the main straight. Okay, I'm going to send them out now. There's a decent amount of clean air there. Send Seb out on the super soft tyres. Just want to quickly check. What's that setup? 3 grates. I'd rather go back to that setup, you know. He might be... Apparently, that's like outside the window of operation and handling, but that's a better setup that he's got feedback on. So I'm going to use that setup, even though it's the same percentage, but... You know, obviously there's a fine nuance in the game to the setup and how happy the driver is. We'll send out Verstappen as well at the same time, 97%, same thing. And we'll go on, but hopefully, obviously, no issues, and we'll just get into Q3. But obviously, this will be the first time we can see really what the pace will be like on the same set of tyres as the Merc. So we'll stay with this, actually, and just see how this progresses then. So Vettel starts his lap. Let's see how the first sector goes from green first sector, 700ths off. So very close. Loses 1/10 then in the second sector. Last sector, what's it going to be? Across the line, and Seb goes second. He loses a further 2/10 in the last sector there. So that's very annoying indeed to see. And Verstappen across the line, and he's very much the same thing as Seb. Only about, maybe, what's that? A 10th less than a tenth faster than Vettel. So Hamilton at the moment has some decent pace on those super softs. Here's hoping top 10 shootout time. At least Verstappen, with a better engine technically, can pull this back through and try and get pole position. Even if we come 2-3 though, I won't be too disheartened by that, as long as we can try and jump Hamilton to start the Grand Prix, as per usual. Alright, Q3 time, and the rain has returned. So, where was this in Q2? Seriously? Where was it? Right, so the rain, it's actually going to stop pretty much 2 minutes in. So we're going to just sit here. I don't know if other people are going to go out. I think they are. It looks like that Merc's going to go out on Inters. Don't know why. There's no point. Let's just wait for track grip to go up, and then we'll send them out in the middle of the session. But I have a hunch maybe it might rain at the very end of the session. So, yeah, you can see there. Look, it's going to rain. It's going to start raining again a little bit. So I need to send them out now, because by the time they go around the track, it'll be prime dry track, basically. And I don't want them to have their flying lap finish as it starts to rain. So I'll send them out now, even though the track's a little bit damp, but it's only their outlap, and hopefully it doesn't affect their outlap too much. And then hopefully they'll have a decent, clean, dry track when they actually do their whole flyer. So as they go around there, you can see that level goes down. They'll start their lap. Probably could have even sent them out a little bit earlier, actually. I think they might finish that last sector as it starts to rain. Let's see. As Verstappen comes through, Vettel's right behind him. They're both saying purple, so both of them aren't really holding each other up there in terms of dirty air. Let's see, this will be the perfect lap. As we finish the lap, it will start to rain just as we cross the line pretty much. Verstappen at the moment vying for provisional pole across the line. He is on provisional pole. Vettel 3.2 tenths back there. Bottas in the Renault in third place. Hartley in the Haas in fourth, and Sainz in fifth. Ricciardo's down in P11 right now. Hamilton's P8. And it's going to start to rain. And it's a heavy rain at the end of this. I think Merc have just completely bottled this qualifying here in the top 10 shootout. It's going to be a 1-2 for Ferrari, I should think. Hopefully no one's going to go faster, obviously, on the full wet. So I think we've just booked that in. That's exactly what we need. After a race like last race, where, yes, we did win the Grand Prix, but Vettel spanned twice, crashed into Verstappen. You know, we need team morale coming back through. A 1-2 is exactly what we need now going to the race. That's decent. That's decent. Verstappen, I believe that might be his first pole for Ferrari. So he got his first win for Ferrari last episode, and now he gets his first pole for the team. Decent, you know. Verstappen, he's finally, maybe after eight episodes. After 8 episodes, he's finally finding his feet in the Scuderia. Right, so in terms of the race strategy then, taking in the medium tyres, I have no idea if it's going to rain later on. I can't tell from here on the forecast centre right now, but I don't think so. I mean, the weather indicated it was going to be dry in the race, and I believe it actually for once, because it did in fact rain on Friday and Saturday, like it said. So we'll take that in, but we have to start on the super soft tyres, of course. Those will go 12 laps, so this should be, I think, a one-stop. I'm pretty sure I remember from last season, I think it was a one-stop for us. I think Hamilton last season might have done a 2-stop, but he was so quick and dominant that it just didn't matter. We're going to go on pushing instead, because we're going to test this theory out again, that maybe attack sometimes is over-pushing them off pole position in second place, and hopefully we are going to remain in 1-2 by the end of lap 1, I hope. And I expect Mercedes to come back through the field very quickly indeed. So even though they had a bad qualifying, I'm sure they'll be there for the race, but obviously I would like them not to be, but I think that's just the way it's going to go, really. But yeah, I think it should be a one-stop, hopefully. Hopefully it's actually quite a straightforward one. Might not be as entertaining for you guys, but hopefully it's quite a straightforward race for us, because I would love to get a 1-2 to really try and stamp out this momentum that Merc have been gaining. And we did something last episode to try and stop it, but it was kind of tinged, obviously, with the crash. So hopefully this time we get a bit more of a perfect Grand Prix for the team. But here we go then, to 5 red lights, to the Belgium Grand Prix, 1-2 for Ferrari, Verstappen on pole, 5 red lights are out, and we're underway. It's a good start there for both those cars. The Renault did try to get us into turn 1 there. I think that was Bottas, he's now fallen away. And the Haas of Brendan Hartley, out of nowhere. Am I actually seeing this? Brendan Hartley is just going to lead of this Grand Prix in a Haas car. I don't know what's going on there. Vettel's second place now, Verstappen's fallen down to 9th. Verstappen, mate, what are you doing? Verstappen's down to P10. It's all gone horribly wrong for the Dutchman. I don't know what's gone on there. Attack mode was clearly not the one, and he's down to P9. That's, well, we'll have to revisit that and see what goes on. Right now, I'm going to focus on Vettel then. He's in second place. Brendan Hartley is still leading this Grand Prix. And, of course, Hamilton, it was already up into P3. Like I told you guys, Ricciardo also P6 ahead of Verstappen. Merc are always going to catch back up pretty damn rapidly. Going to go an auto on the ERS here and just push on. Vettel, mate, please overtake the Haas into turn 1. Here we go, lap number 2 as Hamilton sets fast up the Grand Prix. Vettel gets back up into the lead. We're going to use some ERS to get away from the Haas. Up the hill, please. Can we please just push away now? Because I don't know what went on there. How on earth is a Haas car getting up into first place? I tell you what, this mod, whatever it is, the race starts are just so random and jumbled up. It just doesn't make any sense, really, does it? Verstappen's out, back up into P4. He's just overtaken Max Chilton in the Toro Rosso. He's got Ricciardo in P6 there, so the only Merc left to overtake then is Hamilton ahead of us in P3. He's getting held up a little bit by the Haas car, so hopefully Verstappen, there he goes for a move. As I talk about it, I will it into existence. Verstappen goes for a move round the outside to the inside for the next right-hander and gets the job done on Lewis Hamilton. Great overtake there by Max. He's up into P3. Now he just needs to get Brendan Hartley, and it will be a 1-2 for Ferrari once again, and all order will be resumed to this Grand Prix. But right now Vettel is doing what he did in Germany and he's pulling away right now. 3 seconds the gap. Hopefully this time though he doesn't spin from the race lead. God, please don't let it happen. But he's doing what he did at Germany right now and just dominating the race now in first place. Verstappen now, great timing by me to switch to the camera there, and he dives down the inside of Hartley and gets up into P2. So it is once again a 1-2 for Scuderia Ferrari. Hopefully now this is it. We can settle down. The first few lap jitters are over, and we can just settle and dominate this Grand Prix to the end of the race. Alright, so lap number 7 then, sit rep. We've got issues for Verstappen. Something's broken on his car. The brakes have failed. I don't know how exactly. He hasn't crashed into anyone or anything. They just kind of failed on him. I guess, I don't know, a random failure of sorts. So now they're very iffy. We're going to have to make a pit stop soon anyway. So I'm going to push him very hard now and just pray these brakes don't fail us completely and he doesn't crash, because I want to make an early pit stop then, a little bit earlier than we probably would have gone on to, but basically make a pit stop, change those brakes and change the tyres kind of at the same time here. So Seb is going conservative. We're going a little bit longer. I'm going to say allow teammate through. So if Max comes through, going to let him through and carry on with these broken brakes just so we can make this kind of smooth pit stop basically. But I really hope this doesn't, I mean, I'm going to definitely curse myself. This is when we cut to later on in a matter of seconds where Verstappen just crashes because he's got no brakes left. But I'm trying to just make this as smooth as we can basically with a pit stop. Alright, he's wearing out his tyres now. He's not getting as much on Sebastian now. So I'm going to say pit in now. We've got 23 laps left. We've got, these will go 22. So Verstappen's going to have to do a mega stint on these tyres. But we're going to go for, why is this only 54? Why is this only 54? Like, we had reliable brakes already. Why is that gone to 54? That's very weird. Right, we'll go for a fast pit stop. We'll come in. Gonna have to save a lot of fuel for Max. Right, he comes in, changes those brakes. That's gonna take a long while. That's gonna be down to 7th place. I think he'll lose the place to Hamilton, to be honest. So this will be a comeback drive now for Max, trying to get back up into P2 of this GP. It'll be a tough one for him, but gonna have to try and go for it. But I'll go neutral medium for now, because I don't think, well, I think the game plan is trying to get him to the end of the Grand Prix. I think that's the best way to get him ahead of Hamilton, I think. With Seb, he's looking all fine. His car's fine. It's all good. So I'm going to go high. I'll go pushing now a little bit, and we'll push for the next 2 laps then, and come in on the next one, I would say. Or actually, no, let's come on this lap. Let's not risk it too much. Right, push in, pit in, mediums, park conditions fine. We'll go for a fast pit stop as well, I guess. And we'll come in, low fuel, in. Right, no mistake on the pit stop. Great stuff there, and comes out in 2nd place, but Hamilton's yet to pit, and neither is Ricciardo. So we'll go neutral medium, and we'll just take a nice and easy out lap here. No need to push too much. And Verstappen is up into P5 now. He'll overtake Alonso, of course, because he's yet to pit, but I'm not too sure about Hamilton. Let's see. As they come across the line, through into turn 1, and Verstappen is in P3. Yeah, so he's lost 5 seconds to Hamilton now. That's unfortunate. And Hamilton has closed the gap to 2.4. So Seb is now under a little pressure by Hamilton. This was basically where Max was, and now Hamilton's closed that gap right up there. So he's actually done a mega for end of that first stint there, and he's pushing hard right now on those mediums. You can see Verstappen's already worn out his tyres to 83. I think we might have to do a 2-stop with Max, you know. I think we're going to have to go for a 2-stop. And to that effect, going to start pushing him a little bit. I think we should commit to the 2-stop here with Max. He's not going to get to the end here. He's not going to get to the end on these tyres. So let's commit to a 2-stop early and try and pressurise Hamilton, who's pressurising me right now with Vettel. But if we can try and attack Hamilton with Max from behind, that'll obviously alleviate pressure, hopefully, from Vettel, basically, to Vettel in first place here. But let's go a little bit high engine mode, or overtake mode, actually. We've got the fuel for it. We were on 0 fuel there, in the positive there, so we may as well use the engine power that we've got in the race and try and push on a little bit and get away from Hamilton. There we go. That's more like it. Fast up of the Grand Prix by Sebastian Vettel and pulls 2.8. The gap was, for a second there, 0.4, and it's now 2.9. So he's got some pace there in the tank. He's good. He's good. But the brakes are going iffy again. 33%. I don't know what it is with Max. We didn't change the brakes, did we? I don't feel like I made a mistake. I don't remember switching the brakes at all because we didn't even touch them. So I don't know what's going on with them right now. But Max is just not liking them. He's stamping on them too hard or something like that. 38% basically. We're catching up to Hamilton though. We're within 2 seconds of Hamilton now. So this strategy, well, I don't know if it will work because obviously we have to make an extra pit stop here. But we are catching Hamilton at least to try and alleviate pressure from Vettel. But these brakes are going to go again, aren't they? So we very much have to do a 2-stop because these brakes are going to fail again, I think. So we may as well double down on the 2-stop. Hamilton's 57% tyre wear. I'm on 58. I'm going to need to... I want to try and conserve these tyres even more. So I'm going to go backup mode and really try and protect them. Just to doubly ensure we can do this 1-stop and beat Hamilton this way. Because I have a hunch maybe Hamilton might try a 2. Maybe. Right, I'm going to pit in Verstappen this lap, go into another set of super soft tyres. They go for 16 laps, so I can just literally wring the hell out of these. These brakes, 37%. Do I bother fixing them? That's going to add 6 seconds onto our time there. That's a huge difference. I'm going to have to risk it, aren't I? I'm going to have to just risk it and just hope that those hold on. I'm going to have to. But yeah, there's no way we can get to the end of the race there with Max here. So going to come in for this extra pit stop, get the undercut going, and try and use the super soft tyres to good use. Come out, good pit stop there, and we're out in P4. P4, pretty decent there, pretty decent. Right, now, Max, just push like a stab rat, mate, and you got to go chase after Ricciardo, and then probably that'll be it then. 3rd place, actually, honestly, that's too big of a gap there. Unless Hamilton pits, I think 3rd place is where Max will finish, but let's try and make it a good 3rd place, hopefully, by catching Ricciardo. And then for Seb, 3.7 ahead of Hamilton, saving fuel. I think he's looking good. He's just got to keep it calm, hopefully not spin or hit anyone under blue flags, and we'll have the race win secured. But Max, he's got to close in by 8 seconds to Ricciardo here if he wants to get 3rd place. That's a big ask. That's a big ask, but if anyone can do it, it's going to be him, I think. Right, tyres overheated a little bit. We've got a purple for 2nd sector though for Max, so he's going well. He crosses the line, fast up the Grand Prix there for Max Verstappen. Good stuff there. Going to go conserve a little bit and go high, save the tyres for a little bit, and then push again. All right, sit rep on lap 30. Verstappen is into 2nd place. Hamilton has pit. Ricciardo has pit. All of them have pit for a late 2-stop. So Vettel is going to pull off a miracle 1-stop with the conservation we've done. We're going to go backup mode and just keep it calm there. Verstappen is in 2nd place. He's done a madness. He's really done well. Brakes might go a little bit, so let's just go and go conservative. No need to push. No need to push. We can keep this calm for both drivers here and just keep it calm. Because Vettel is on his last lap of the GP. He's going to come around the final few bends, and he's going to come home for 1st place at the Belgium Grand Prix. He makes up for the spin and crashes from last episode. And Verstappen, it's not the win, but it's 2nd place. It's a really decent 2nd place considering he had a brakes failure. 2nd place there. It's a 1-2 for Ferrari. Grazie ragazzi, forza Ferrari. Absolutely mega stuff. That is exactly what we needed this episode and what I wanted. It wasn't as easy as I thought it was going to be. We had a bit of a calamity there with Verstappen. Pulled it through though. Had faith, and I just had a hunch. I told you guys, I had a hunch that Hamilton might do a late 2-stop, and he did. Ricciardo did. And so we got into 2nd place. Awesome race. Mega. Alright, so in the end, Fernando Alonso was the one who got the fast lap of the Grand Prix, so that's fine by me. At least Merck didn't get it, so we still get 18 points there. They only get 11, and so with that 1-2 gold and silver trophy, Vettel now 5 points in it to Hamilton in the championship. Verstappen solidifying himself in 3rd place there. He's actually quite close to Alonso, though, but solidifying himself compared to Ricciardo there. But I think, obviously, it seems like it's a 2-horse race between Vettel and Hamilton for the championship. not surprised. But, well, actually, I was somewhat surprised. I thought Verstappen would be there, but obviously from real life, that's a very real-life pattern. But look at this now. In the Constructors, we've swung it all the way, and we're now in the lead of the championship by 1 measly point. But the ball is back in Ferrari's court for the first time in a long while in this series. Good stuff there. So 1.4, Chairman's going to be very happy, of course, because no longer will he be able to say that you're not in first place. I'm going to fire you if you're not in first place, because we are there now. So you can pipe down, Chairman. But very, very good. So hopefully we just carry this on then. The car... Well, next time is Milan, so we really need to carry this on, because we need to obviously try and go for the win at our home GP race, the Italian GP. And so, guys, if you did enjoy this episode, then be sure to hit that like button. Let me know your thought in the comments below. If you are new around here, subscribe for weekly full-on content. I've been aarava. Hope you just stay. I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.